G'day, we're up here on Tiwa Beach, which is in Queensland, Australia. This is Noosa North Shore, or the top end of Sunshine Coast, and it's a gateway to Fraser Island. We've got beautiful tides, so a huge beach up here. Check your tides, and you can get lots of information from Tewantin National Parks office. We went in there and it's a great display, and they gave us our permits for driving on the beach, and they gave us our permits for camping here. Now, in this camping spot, we've picked Zone 1. There's 7 zones in the middle of this 50-kilometer beach, and Zone 1 here is right close to Double Island Point. Now, on super low tide, you can drive right into the bay and see the colored sands of Double Island and Rainbow Beach.
Yeah, we've been just sitting here this morning, watching the whales breaching, having a grand old time, drinking coffee, and now we're ready to show how to set up.
This is it on the sand dunes here. Beautiful spot to sit and watch the whales. And here we go. We're going to show you the Rover O2 and how you can camp up on the beach in a lot of comfort, luxury, and enjoy the coast. Rover O2, so we've got the Dutchie awning. So if I say that right, I'm just gonna grab the Dutchie here. I've already unzipped the bag and we've just pulled up. We had it set up last night. So this awning here folds both front and back. My lovely assistant's gonna do the front for me. So what we have here is this little guy. I've got a shower here. And so if I get that hooked on, I'm gonna pull this quite snug and tight and get this guy up here. Now, a 180 awning, but goes both ways. This will actually connect to the side of my door if we do have inclement weather. So I really like this guy here. And what we did last night was the lights.
Yeah, they were gorgeous. Just a little bit soft, not bright or yellow, just soft lights that just illuminated the campground. And we could still see all the stars while we were sitting there.
Really liked it. So the typical lights in the kitchen and outside are quite bright. They're great for when it's dark and you're looking for some stuff. But once our eyes adjusted, we only wanted a little bit of light. 4 lights plug into here, and we'll show you how to do that and how that system works. So opening up our big whale tails. So as long as I open my tail up, turn them perpendicular or sideways, I can then just grab that guy, right?
Yeah.
It's my favorite part. I just don't have to do anything.
I suggested to Shane we could have a race of setting it up, but then we realized it was just going to be 10 seconds. So it wasn't much of a race.
We have 2 rovers up here, and we were going to have a race to see who could open 4 latches the quickest, which was pretty good, right? Yeah. It was a tie, right? So this is the back of our Rover, hey? Camped on the beach. We do like our little mat because if we don't have an awning, this is our whole footprint, just a couple of chairs here. Now let's get into the Rover. Now there are lights right here in the kitchen for setting up, and we've got 2 swingaways. So our 2 pullaways. Now they've got that great oomph, right? So there's a thing holding it there. Off-roading, that's held in really, really snug. Now what I do have is these 2 little catches here. So I like it because, you know, all of a sudden I've got a tab, stainless steel sink, bucket is my best mate, into the bucket, and my little drainer. I'm pretty tidy camping. And on this one, again, a big tug.
And just put the latch in and we're ready to go.
So what do you think of the stove?
Yeah, so this is a nice little stovetop. This is something new that Stockman's now putting on here. It's not your typical sizzler, which is great, but
Barbecue.
This one has got 2 burners here, and then I can put a grill plate there as well.
In this one, we've been storing the grill plate underneath. So it's nice and heavy. Instead of putting any pressure on that, it's taking all the weight out of it. We've also got an induction cooker under there to run off our inverter. It's pretty cool, hey? So that was the cooker out, and these guys being locked in for 4-wheel driving, it's run pretty clean and tidy. We like that cooking out here lights. Now we're into the guts of this thing. So this is the Rover inside. And the big thing we'll show you on the side, the red arc system. But this guy here, what battery do I have? So I'm still putting in some battery from my built-in 100-watt panel. We're driving today, so we're gonna charge off the batteries of the car, so we'll be fine all day. 3 days camping up here. I'm not even gonna get the solar panels out unless I was just stuck under a tree. Get your portable panel out that's included with the Ultra. We're pretty easy campers. We've got this set up. We're gonna have a look here before, but on this guy here, my favorite one is that I've got these little images. My fridge is on, my USB's on, and I want to turn my inverter or run the induction, I can do it from a single button in here. How cool.
That's the benefit of Red Arc.
Yeah.
Everything's on one screen.
It was pretty good. The hot water last night, so we just said, okay, time to wash up, and I do the dishes. I'm good, right? But I can turn on my diesel hot water from here, and all that gear is built in under here with my little mixer on the side. This mixer as well runs the hot water. So that was cool. So then we went down here to section 2, and it's got a little picture of awning lights or car lights, and that'll turn on this USB. It plugs in those 4 lights in the built-in .G awning. There is a temperature sensor in that inverter box, so this fan will start running if your inverter ever gets hot. That'll come on and circulate some more air from our battery cupboard. What do you think of these cupboards?
Just saving a bit of weight again on the cupboards. Like, they look really slick and black, but you can see that he's got the little wood paneling here and he's cut it out.
I didn't actually notice it was notched out. What is everyone at the camping show saying about this one? What is the new thing that everyone loves?
Oh, so, right, he was showing off the extra special wine box. Like, if you're wine, what do you call it? The wine rack.
A wine rack,
Wine
hey?
rack.
Wine box. We do like the cool little wine thing there. And it keeps it really tidy and clean. We've got cutlery drawers, all of that gear here.
130-liter fridge, easy storage. You can get lots in there.
Ooh, yeah.
None of your salad is getting squished.
All right, so that was easy, right? I'm allowed to, it's only water. It's a big battery box under here. It isolates the batteries from my hot water system. We've got 200 amps of lithium in there now, but we can put 400 amps in there. On average, this thing's gonna use 25% of my battery per night. So what I'll get out of that is the 3 nights. And I can drop my lithium battery right down to 20% or 10% on occasion. But 3 nights, and then we'll go for a drive, or if we know we're staying, we'll put the panel out. Get a little bit more time with a panel out in the sun. Extra storage, is it bigger under here?
It is bigger under there. So on the old Rovers, the old new Rovers, they used to have the sink right here. So that was all lost storage space, but now you've got the
diesel hot water. It's still got room that we can put around there. And then we've still got our water pump right here for the shower on this side. It was pretty easy using. This pod camper trailer does have a great look with huge doors. And this is the new features on the O2 Stockman Rover Ultra that we've got here at the beach. So here's a big change from our Rover, and this is having a gas bottle. So we've now gone diesel hot water, and we do have a little pocket gas bottle in there that we can connect straight to the barbecue. So I think that's pretty cool, pretty easy to use. There's no actual gas lines or plumbing that we have to run from the front, and it's freed up the front for a diesel tank.
or a bike rack.
Ooh, or a bike rack. Here we've got lights on both sides of the O2 now as well, and they were fairly bright if we needed to set up camp or turn them on. This guy opens up to our whole energy system. So the Red Arc system guys here have, now I think it's a great fit out, hey? So it's really clean. They've done a good job here, Stockman. We've got our Manager 30 at the top, which is 30 amps from the vehicle, 30 amps at mains power, and a 30 amp solar regulator. Now those guys will run together, so the solar and the vehicle will both be pumping in at the same time. We've got our Rogue system, that was a screen we showed you there, that we can go and turn everything on, really well fused, and it's got a thermostat in here to run that fan, so if that inverter is working hard, we can run that fan through there. So a 2,000 watt Red Arc inverter. Inside we've got the 2200 air conditioner. So we've been running this off the batteries through the inverter, and we could see that running. Now it's only running a couple of hours with the current batteries. So if you want your air conditioner to run all evening, you need mains power or a generator.
Or you can go to the 24-volt air conditioner if you really want it to work off-grid.
That's it. So 24 volt, we're going to jump up and double, triple, quadruple our time. I think we're 6 to 8 hours on the 24 volt on the same sort of battery system. So you're right. Hey, that's one we're going to try next time.
Yeah.
So this was pretty cool for drinks. This is still like our table we have. We'd always put our flashlights and drinks, different things right here. So that worked really well. But I really like, you know, all the trim on this, lockable cupboard, black trim all throughout. So that's probably a big change. We're black trim on here on all the composite panels. They've got the black trim done in the metal. In through here, we've got the Cruise Master suspension underneath, and we've got the bigger drum brakes there. So those drum brakes, or those electric brakes, are bigger now to increase our ATM. Now, this finish off here, I think, is something pretty cool, and there is Stockman done through their own chassis made down in Melbourne, and that's all engraved with a Stockman. So it's looking pretty sharp through the front. You can see on these, they have legs underneath, but we haven't set them up yet.
So long as we're attached to the vehicle, we're all happy.
We're pretty good,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
If I did a double awning or I ever felt like the wind was up, I'd put the legs down to give us a stable, but pretty good. We've dropped our tire pressure for the beach, so the same pressure in the car as we do on the vehicle. So again, big doors, and this is probably our big walkthrough here. Oh, it made the bed. This is good. I really do like putting these cushions in, and it feels that it gives it a real nice feeling, right? In and out. We're quite a fan of a little step and a little guy here. A little mat was helpful.
Just keeps a little bit of sand out of the vehicle. Yeah.
A little walk through inside there, but we've got the TV set up, new inside cupboards, new roller cupboards, and he's braced the roof as well. So I think we can get a lot. I've been climbing on top of mine, surfboards up on top, and I'm all over this thing, and with aircon as well. Really like the finish. Everyone's complimenting on that finish in the wood, trim, big window. Remember that you can still do the blinds so you can sleep in like some people, or get up early and put this down for a bit of airflow. Please remember, in these pods, we're insulated, we're sealed. I got warm last night as well.
It did. It got nice and hot. Despite it being really chilly at night, I had 2 coats on at night because it was down to 10 degrees. Once we were in the pod,
insulated, warm. Please remember, open the top hatch when you go to bed. It's very important. It always lets some air out there because it's a really great sealed unit. And then I put the fan on for a little bit, but we had heaps of blankets. Very, very comfortable winter camping. We could do that again, right?
Yeah, we could.
We could winter camp in this. So this is great with our awning. We've got the large tub tunnel at the front. So heaps of chairs, tables, everything out. Had a great night. Appies, drinks, and dinner. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. This is the Rover 02, and that's a great little look at how we did it.
And please remember to subscribe. It really helps us out every time.
Shane and Maud from SEQ Campers Sunshine Coast and the Stockman Rover 02 Ultra.